I don't know if you guys understand how much I love this girl sitting right in front of me, Katy Perry. How are you?
I think we have this mutual love for each other because we've grown up together.
Kind of have, you know?
And we've survived it all.
How have we both, and how have you and all of us survived this? This business is crazy.
It's crazy. It takes a little bit of a toll, but I don't know. I think by the grace of God, number one, and I think our parents probably installed a good moral compass inside of us.
I would like to think so, you know?
Yeah. Shout out, Mom, Dad. And we were just born for this role.
You ever cruise around and go, hey, that's my buddy JoJo? You ever, like, I know that dude.
All the time. And not only that, I see you just like, everybody comes and kisses the JoJo ring.
Oh, yeah, right.
It is necessary for your career to come and kiss the JoJo ring. I mean, JoJo is the staple in broadcasting.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm kissing the
in
Katy
radio
Perry
broadcasting.
Ring. That's very kind of you to say. We got so much to talk about. This new single, which I'm in love with.
Thank you.
For multiple reasons. We'll get to all that in a minute. New album in the works. I get to all the details later on.
I never said that. That's gossip, and that's how rumors get started.
Well, that's my question to you.
Okay.
So you can answer that in a minute. We'll see. Maybe there's no. Who knows? I don't know if there is an album or not. What
right.
do we? Give me. Talk future body of music.
I'm never not writing songs.
Clearly.
And so I'm always going in the studio. I have my own studio, and whenever I feel something intensely or feel like I have a message to put down, I'm channeling something or like just something pops in my head that is interesting, I'll just go straight to the studio and put it down. And actually, Small Talk is because I wanted to work with the Charlie Puth.
Right.
And I love what he does in his own music. I love how descriptive he is and how great of a storyteller he is and how it's pure pop and just so layered. And so I thought we'd be a good fit, and turns out he's just as weird as I am.
Which is saying a lot.
Yeah, because we're both strange. So we get along with our strangeness. And I came in and I had this idea called Small Talk as a title, and I knew exactly what it was about. It was about bumping into someone who you used to date that you were so intimate with. I mean, like, they've seen every part of you. They've had to, like, put you in the bathtub after having the flu because it's coming out both ends.
Oh,
like,
Lord, yes.
Do you know what I'm saying?
They know everything.
They know everything. And then that doesn't, you don't move forward with that relationship, but they still know everything about you. And then you see them out and you're like, hi. It's like,
how's the weather?
Yeah, how's the weather? Or creating small talk. It's just like, it's such this awkward thing to go from super intimate to super surface with someone that you really, had that witnessed you of sorts.
Was there ever a moment, I mean, no names, nothing specific here, but was there a moment where you had that conversation and it hit you, I need to write a song about this? I know we've had this conversation.
Yes,
but
it actually wasn't an actual moment that I had, and I came back and I was like, well, we just made small talk, and okay, that's that. If I could, go back so many years, and I would never think that it would be like, okay, this is just gonna all be summed up to small talk.
Wow. All right, here it is. We've all been through
it's like,
I know what you're saying. I totally know what you're saying.
Some people get married to some people or engaged, and then it doesn't happen, and then they move on. They go in different directions, and they can't believe it's like, oh,
all this history turns into, oh, hey,
yeah.
Wow, you
look great.
Everything.
How are you doing? Is your dog still alive?
It's so awkward, but that's so true. To answer the other question, there maybe not an album it's going to kind of evolve and become its own thing when it's ready, or whatever.
I think people are digesting music in a different way.
Agreed.
And people love an a la carte. They love songs. They like to rally around songs and their music videos, and selfishly, I like to give every song a moment. So
that's smart. It really is.
I just want to build on strength to strength, and if there's demand there, then I'll put out a body of work, and a lot of these songs will be a part of it. But nobody's listening to one thing for 45 minutes anymore.
Fair point.
I mean,
very fair point.
There's probably one or two records a year that I will now listen to from front to back.
Which, yeah, I get
like
it.
Billie Eilish, front to back, right? But like there's only a couple, and I hope that like maybe my record would be one of them. But I think it's selfishly, I kind of like putting them out one by one.
I think that when you do that, it gives each song a chance to kind of shine, as opposed to maybe getting lost in the shuffle, so to speak. So that's a smart strategic move, and just it's how people are. It's how we're doing it now.
Yeah,
so.
and like I don't think you put a record out full of like 17, 18 songs anymore, or even 14 songs. That's still a lot. Like for me, I would do a small, digestible amount, and then just keep doing it.
Maybe I'm just jumping too far ahead. Tour plans in the works? Anything like that?
No, actually, I'm actually not planning any of that. I just want to put music out.
Right.
And what I haven't done is had like a balance in my personal life, and that's kind of what I'm nurturing now. Is I don't want to go away completely and just like compartmentalize it, because I love creating and I love connecting through music, but I also want to like learn to live in the small, like learn that you have to salt water before you cook. I didn't know that. I never knew that. I just thought you boiled it. I need to learn like normcore things.
So like things you do around the house. Well, I don't know. I can't think of an example to toss at you. Normal things you've been missing out on in your life when you've been doing these crazy, elaborate tours and whatnot.
Yeah, just not having such a defined schedule, having the space for spontaneity, the space to be bored, the space to like, not have everything so planned. And just like, what I do now, which I've never done, is get up early. I've never gotten up early.
What would make you want to do something crazy like that?
Well, my fiance has an 8-year-old son.
There's that. And
we go and we do school run in the morning, and we have to be out the house at 7:30 in the morning. That means and I like to sleep 8 to 9 hours. So I'm in bed at like 10 or 11, at the very latest. And everyone I think that I work with is, and you can tell by one of my manager's eyes, they're very surprised when they see that I'm up at 7:30. They're like, "What?" Because it used to be I would stay up till 7:30. Not always, but now I have so much fun, like waking up and we go to school run, we drop them off, and like normal stuff
and
like
breakfast,
that.
All that good stuff.
All that stuff, avocado toast. Yeah.
My God, if you're curious why I'm shocked, I do the night show in LA, so the thought of getting up in the morning is always a big load for me as well.
And you have kids, right?
I have a daughter. She's 11, and so it's.
So
it's
do you ever get to do school run?
I do from time to time. My wife will handle a lot of that just because I'm on.
It's
an
intense
schedule.
though.
It is. Everybody does it, but I'm on that opposite schedule, and it's just
I get it.
Oh my God. Katy, do you ever, just random, do you ever go anywhere and not get recognized?
Yeah, all the time. I'm a super good camouflager. I wear loads of makeup and change my hair all the time, so
do you ever use it like for a lack of a better word, do you ever use a disguise,
like a prosthetic, or
maybe yeah, do you do that?
No, I don't have to. I wear a hat. I dress in low profile clothes, no makeup, and that gets me everywhere I need to go.
And that does the trick.
Also, I just like turn something off. I turn this magnetic quality. I'm like, okay, we're going into Trader Joe's now. Just be normal. Just get your salsa and get out of there.
No, and that works
without getting recognized.
Act like I'm not Katy Perry. Just I don't know. I get. Yeah.
No, and also people actually have this respect. Like I talk to them as normal people.
Right.
A lot of times people will come up to me if I'm on vacation or in a personal moment, whatever, and they'll ask for a photo, and I say, I can't. I'm on vacation, but what's your name? Let me shake your hand, give you a hug, and they respect
That's really nice.
it. It's not like just F off. Who are you? How dare you? It's like like acknowledge that they're a human being too, and I do always give pictures to kids no matter what, because kids don't understand privacy, and kids don't understand personal life. Kids just look up to you and they love Roar.
As they should,
it's like that's their song that they sing on the way to school. So like, what am I'm going to say no to like a 6-year-old with these eyes that are like big as saucers? Come on.
100%. I get it. By the way, I was talking to Janet Jackson, and I'm like, the same question, disguises. She says when she goes into low pro mode, like big glasses, hat, the fact that she's trying to hide in a way makes people notice her even more. So it's kind of
I don't wear sunglasses.
That's
much.
Too obvious. Right?
I can wear spectacles. I have a whole drawer full of glasses that aren't prescription that I just wear. But I get away with it all the time.
I have a true or false question for you, Katy.
I love this game.
I hope this is true. This is so cool.
Okay.
You wear the same Adidas track outfit, like a tracksuit.
Yes.
Walking around just to annoy the paparazzi, or just to kind of get them off you a little bit.
Yeah. I basically do. I wear I really dress down when I'm just not trying to be in it. I go super norm. But yes, Elton John does the same thing. But he can get a little flashy with his, and I appreciate that. And Madonna did the same thing. And it's just a way to be like, you've seen me in this look. It's so boring. Who cares? Move on. Next.
Like you can't sell the same picture, the same look.
Yeah.
Do they know what you're doing, or they just think you love this suit?
No, I think they know what I'm doing. I just never play into that game anyways.
Right.
I like live a normal life and try and not Google myself. Of course I have, but just like
that must
live
be
my
odd
life for
when
me.
you Google yourself. I mean, just madness.
Well,
non-stop.
yeah, because everything on the internet is true. So,
well, obviously, duh. All right, Katy Perry is hanging out.
It's www, which means wild, wild west.
Of course, everything is true.com. American Idol, you're loving this, right?
I love it so much, and I love Luke, and I love Lionel, and I love mentoring and passing the torch and giving all this information that I've gotten in the past decade, and hopefully giving shortcuts or constructive criticism to these kids, and really nurturing them and helping them shine. And a lot of the kids are really blossoming. Like, it's not in the old days where it's like Kelly Clarkson and here's a single and a moment like this and then it's off, it's all set up. It's a longer process, but they're still working at it. And there's a few people that are really rising to the top. There's even Alejandro from the last season. He just played Lollapalooza.
Wow. That's pretty crazy.
And he had his first tour sold out, and the second tour I think was sold out, and he's really coming into his own.
I know a guy that was on last season, and you had a moment with. Do you recall the guy named Juan Pablo? He was in a band called Los Five, and he was kind of blowing up here in L.A. And
was he?
Yeah, and I guess they kind of that didn't work out. But I saw him on the show. I'm like, oh my God! So I hit him up like, dude, you had your moment with Katy, and he had a ball. So
yeah. I think everybody has so much fun, and we do get to launch careers or just launch the confidence for people to really know that this could be their actual true career, and make them believe in themselves. Because a lot of people don't believe in themselves, and they're like, you're super talented, you're super unique. I still believe in this girl, Lacey K. Booth. She's kind of has this raspy country. She was the blonde girl.
Right.
Loved her. And Michael J. Woodard from first season. He was amazing.
Do you still keep in touch with some of these people and kind of help them along? Good for you.
I sure do. And they're living their dreams. Some of it is larger than others. But it's really what you put into it and the amount of talent you have and how good you are at the hustle.
And you're signed on for the season 3 coming up, I guess.
Season 3, third season is a charm. It's like everything has to happen in threes. It's like usually they say 3 is a charm, third season's a charm because it takes 3 times to get something right. Sometimes.
Well, finally you're going to get it right, I guess. Huh?
Well, I think we've been doing well and gone from strength to strength. And people are really having fun, seeing this storytelling. It's like all ages can watch it, and it's interesting, and it's like one of those programs that both parents and kids are interested in, and those are rare.
Well, if you guys are taking advice from Katy, I say take that advice and put it to action, man, because she knows what she's doing. I mean, seriously, you've been through a lot of stuff here, and look at you,
Sometimes I seem like I'm being hard on them, but that's only because I really want them to win.
Right.
If I don't believe in them, I'm not going to be hard on them. If I'm hard on them, it's because I want them to win, and the music industry is a brutal industry. I mean, after you get out of this masterclass that is American Idol, good luck in this, everybody just this crazy music industry world.
Amen. Do you have I would like to do this, and maybe I do. Maybe I should tell you this. A side undercover Twitter or Instagram or just a nameless account where you can kind of snoop around.
I don't.
You should. Would you ever be curious to do it undercover?
No, I'm actually overwhelmed by the internet and by media in general. And
so you just pulled back.
I just like to get off of it because it's just a lot of the same. It's either people yelling, ranting, and horrible, horrible, horrible things that are going on in the world, obviously.
Right.
And I want to be part of that action, but like it's just insane what is going on these days compared to 10 years ago. And I don't know if it's truly that we have more access to it, just seeing it all happen at once, or if it's just really, truly insane. But yeah, and I just don't like the fakeness and the perfection and the lens that people feel like they have to live up to on Instagram. And I think it's really like it's what I think it's responsible for mental health. I think that there's a lot of decline in mental health because of all of the social media.
There's a lot of truth to that. I mean, just people comparing your life to somebody else's. You got to run your own race, not somebody else's, but it's hard not to compare when you're looking at this and that.
Yeah. I mean, can you imagine like a lot of young people who have 15 followers, like they freak out if someone doesn't in their 15 don't get a like, or if they comment something bad, or if they block them, or you know what I'm saying? And
right.
I mean, I don't really look at my stuff like the comments as much, but it's still that intense for, you know, as many as you get, and people feel there's just so much pressure.
Agree. Same for me.
I really wish someone would control alt delete it all.
I could see that being, some people would be, devastated, but it would be a lot healthier in a lot of ways.
Yeah, sure. I mean, they'd be devastated, but we did exist as a world. True. We functioned as a world before it.
Can you imagine?
So we know that we can live survive and thrive.
We did. That actually happened. There was a point where there was no Twitter or Instagram. It was a phone with a beep, just before cell phone. I mean, I'm going way back.
I may sound old, but like we're all about the outward, and I feel like we have to go inward.
Right.
Everyone's about the material. Everyone's about like just posing and just like what they have, and like being strong and showing off. And it's like, no, this is not how it all works.
Very true. Katy, you've performed so many times. You're a professional on stage. You have it down. However, we are human. Have you ever made a noticeable on-stage mistake, one where the audience, even they knew, they're like, oh my God, that probably wasn't supposed to happen?
I mean, there's technical things that happen. Like one time on the last tour, I write a planet. I would write a planet and sing a slow song. I would just play my guitar and sing a slow song, and it got stuck in the middle of the arena and had to like come down on the people. But they loved it. They were like, oh, this is like a special, different. This isn't just the routine. But, I never go into a full routine. Like, yes, the songs are set in the set list.
Right.
But the way that I connect with the audience is very personal and very local. Usually, I mean, when I'm on tour, I'm also just like, experiencing the culture, the local food, the history, the museums. I'm such a sponge and curious. I don't just stay in my hotel room and order room service. I'm just like a super explorer. So I usually have something that they know about, that they love or are proud of about their city that I have experienced.
Good for you.
To talk about on stage. And they're like, oh my God, she's one of us, or she knows what we're so proud about. And this is why we live here. So
that's good. I've talked to so many artists that do the exact opposite. They hide in the room and they don't see anything, and then afterwards they're like, man, I should have explored some of this stuff.
No, you can see it on my Instagram. That's when I am definitely on Instagram, is I'm like sharing, oh my gosh, I get to do this. I go to Machu Picchu, or I get to, have these crazy experiments and experiences. And I want to share them with everyone. But yeah, I love exploring.
I am obsessed with the paranormal.
Are you? Oh yeah.
Oh, just ghost, UFOs, sleep paralysis, the whole night.
I love UFOs.
I know you do, which is why I'm bringing this up. Have you had? I even have a podcast called Paranormal-ish. I'm on the deep end. Have you had a paranormal encounter, whether it be UFOs or anything else? Because I know, like you said, the UFO thing is an interest of yours.
I mean, I don't get UFOs, but I get tons of signs and symbols. Like when I ask, I ask God, show me a sign, and I'm really like sincere about it and not just playing. I will get signs.
Give me an example. I would love to hear.
So okay, I was going through my divorce when I was 26, and right before it ended a few months before, I went and got this healing work done by this woman called Eagle Woman. She's a Native American woman. I went to this place and she did something, and she told me two things. She said, get close to your mom. My mom and I are very close now, more. And trust the white owl. And I was like,
trust the white owl.
Yeah, trust the white owl. That's so specific. And I never had that. I never even really thought about an owl or identified with it.
Huh.
And so I was like, okay. And then I was in Kauai, Hawaii, which is a place that we were supposed to spend Christmas. And my ex wanted to move the holiday vacation to the UK, and my whole family. It was like the holidays are really special for me because it's the one time a year our whole family gets together, all 20 of us, and spends quality time together under the same roof. And I just was like, I can't do that. Everybody's planned for months on end. We're going to be here. I can't move everyone to the UK. And so it started falling apart. And I remember I was there and Christmas was happening and we were separating. And all of a sudden, my friends came the next week, and my friend started screaming in the middle of the night in this house in Kauai, and she was screaming. She woke everyone up, and because a white owl had flown into the house.
Whoa.
Yeah. So it just was like this crazy confirmation of like, you are exactly where you're supposed to be. And we had to call, animal services to get the owl out and free. But to have a white owl fly into your house in the middle of the night, I was like, okay, all right. Thanks, universe.
That I'm guessing that doesn't happen. I've never heard of it. I've interviewed a lot of people. Nobody's told me a white owl flew through their house.
No.
No. Wow. All right.
And I identify with them now, and there's other reasons I identify with them, but they're very wise nocturnal animals.
Why do I love that story so much?
It's just wonderful. I think that the universe is always trying to show you that you're on the right path or you're on the wrong path, and Oprah calls it whispers. The universe whispers to you, and
you have to
listen. Yeah.
Real quick recap. Small talk.
Yes.
It's out. Get on this. I did ask about the album thing. You're putting out music as it feels right.
Yeah.
If it comes to an album, it'll come to it, and you'll know it.
If the people start picketing for an album, let's give it to them. But there's, if they demand it, then great, let's do it. There's a lot else going on in the world, but
if you pick it, you get it. Basically, when it's ready, if you want to do it, you'll do it. That's the answer I'm going to tell people.
We want the album. Give us the album.
Of course, season 3 on Idol. That's going to happen. Katy, what did I forget?
Nothing. I just love you, and I love seeing you every year, every couple of years, and I love that we're still here and loving what we do and trying to do it gracefully.
I love you. This girl, she's the absolute best, and I've known her for a little while, and you don't change. You are grounded, just like you said you try to be. You are. So there's that. And my daughter loves you too.
I'm a straight shooter.
You are a straight shooter. Katy, at the end of every interview, fist bump to make it official. Give me a little.
Okay. All right. JoJo on the radio.